Hello. Today we will be discussing strengths. In this podcast, you will learn how you can incorporate them in your job search strategy, professional documents, and your interviewing skills. Before continuing on with the podcast, it is important that you know what your top 5 strengths are. Please pause the podcast and take the Strengths Quest online survey. Instructions on taking the survey are under Content in D2L. You will need a unique code to enter for the survey. Your code will be emailed from your instructor. You must turn in your Strengths Quest signature theme report to the Dropbox to complete the first part of your assignment. To start, we have to ask ourselves, what is a strength? A strength is a combination of our talent or natural tendencies, plus the knowledge that we gain and that we could learn from classes or performing informational interviews. And finally, the practice of a skill which you would actually get to perform on the job or from your internship. For example, let's say you are naturally comfortable speaking in front of others. That would be considered your talent. You then were able to learn more about public speaking in your Intro to Speech class. This would give you some extra knowledge in the subject. Finally, you may practice public speaking in your job working with customers or presenting material. This is where your communication can be considered a strength. For example, 2 groups of kids were sent to a speed reading camp to learn new skills on how to increase their words per minute while reading. The camp was split into 2 groups. Average readers and above average readers. The average readers came in with a skill of reading around 90 words per minute on average. After 1 week of speed reading camp, what did the average reader increase their reading speed to? To answer this, they increased it to an average of 150 words per minute. This is a pretty meaningful change, especially only after 1 week. As for the above average readers, they came in with an average of 350 words per minute. After 1 week of speed reading camp, how fast could these students read? Surprisingly, it increased to 2,900 words per minute. You may be wondering, how is this possible? Well, if you build up your skills in areas that you naturally excel at, the growth can be exponential. One of the most important aspects of Strengths Quest is that everyone is unique. When searching for internships or jobs, many of you will reference your education as something that has impacted your growth. This is very true, but no matter your major or degree, you will be in competition with other students who have had the same education as you. Strengths can provide a language where you can be able to tell an employer how you are different and what you can bring the company or organization. Only 1 in 34 million people have the same top 5 strengths in the same order. Some of you may hear it's a question of fit. This is something that companies and organizations say that they will only hire a good fit for their company. Well, what does that mean? It can mean a number of things, like can you fit into the organization's culture? Will coworkers like you? Can you offer strengths that the organization is looking for or expect for all their employees? We will go into how we can use our strengths to see if we can fit into the organization's expectation of us, and how we can effectively market ourselves to the employer. And remember, if you find a job that you love, you will never have to work a day in your life. For the first activity, I pulled a random job description from Titan Jobs, and we're going to focus in on the skills and abilities that the employer is looking from their possible employees. As you can see, there are a lot of key words that stand out that can be associated with the strengths from StrengthsQuest. Some stand out very clearly, like the first bullet, excellent verbal, interpersonal, and written communication skills. Communication, which is one of the strengths on StrengthsQuest, is written directly into the bullet. Same as with the third one, self-starter with the ability to adapt and learn quickly. Adaptability is one of the strengths on StrengthsQuest. For the other bullets in this job description, it might take us to interpret how our strengths fit into this job description, because it might not be as clear as the first two. If we continue with self-starter with the ability to adapt and learn quickly could be any one of these skills, like intellection, learner, or strategic. The ability to create and maintain relationships within the organization, that could be any one of the relational skills like connectedness, empathy, harmony, or any of those listed. As we look at excellent computer skills, including Microsoft Word, Excel, and Outlook, that could be our analytical strength, the fact that we're consistent in our work, that we can focus into something that might be hard to understand. And finally, strong organizational skills, being able to be an arranger, to have the discipline to organize, or to have the input to move with each other. For our first activity, we will go ahead and pause the video and allow you to look through these job description bullets and how do they relate to your top 5 strengths.